Hey guys, welcome back to AppCode. Today we are going to continue IntelliJ Idea plugin development series. So this is the second episode of the series. In this series, we are gonna focus on user input dialog, store plugin data, and how to store sensitive data, and how to manipulate Popup lists. Okay guys, so I'm backing what we left off in the first episode. So we showed file input dialog as in here. So I'm gonna change this code bit and show you how to use message input dialogs, which is one of it is built-in using built-in messages utility class. Right, so first of all I change this one to separate method. Right click, after selecting all, can right click and go to refactor extract function. Right, so show file dialog. Right, nice. So here I'm gonna use messages helper class to show dialog to the users. Right, show input dialog. By using this one, we can ask for user input. Right, I'm gonna type enter our name. Right, just type it my idea demo data. Right, whatever thing you need. Right, then we can ask for title and initial value string. Right, for messages, get question icon for the because we are asking for a some data, right? So I have small typo here. If you click alt enter, and you can fix it very fast, right? Okay, so let's try this one. I'm gonna run this thing. So make sure you are in run ID mode. If you can't see it, simplest way is to open the Gradle window and go to tasks and IntelliJ, and you have the plugin options, right? One is run ID. Okay, so I got the dialog, the new window opens. Right, so wait little bit to load the application, otherwise it won't work correctly as we expected. Right, so next, right, this is the dialog I've created, so you can enter your name here. And okay, so how we are gonna get those data what we typed here, right? Let's see that one. Okay, on here. Okay, so you can see this. If I press alt enter, and you can introduce variable here. And okay, let's see what we have here. Get right. Okay, we can't do much of it from there, so let's see what we can do with data. So use this method only if you don't know project or component, but we know. So okay, so let's see. Okay guys, so we have done some mistake here. So because if I press Ctrl Q here, you get the message, use this method only if you don't know project or component, right? So to get the string out of this one, we need to use a method with a project. parameter, right? So I can get e dot project and this one, right? Okay guys, let's take this name out of the dialog, right? So you need to have, you can press alt enter and introduce variable, right? And let's type name, right? Let's use messages dot show message dialog, and your name is, we can use string interpolation in Kotlin name. Okay, so first of all we need to pass project, your name, and here we need to pass title, so that would be my idea demo, right? Icon is messages.get information icon, right? Nice. So let's give it a try and see how it works. And based on your machine's performance, it may take some time, but don't worry about that one. So I'm getting the IntelliJ instance up and running now. Yeah, awesome. But I have to wait another few seconds to get it loaded fully. Right. Okay, nice. So right, okay, so let's start code. Yeah, your name is Akka. I got the success message, right? So this is the basic input dialog you can create using this inbuilt utility function, but you may have requirements to get more data from the user via a dialog. So in that case we need to use something called dialog wrapper and build custom dialog on top of that. So let's do that next. Okay guys, so let's create a custom dialog wrapper to get more details, more inputs from the user. So press alt insert and go to Kotlin 5+, right? So I can type my idea the dialog wrap, right? Now I need to create class called my idea dialog wrapper, and we need to extend this from something called dialog wrapper, right? It comes from openapi.ui package, right? And you can have a class, right? I got some errors here, so I can press alt enter and change to constructor invocation, and what we need is this one boolean thing, right? But basically I can put true here because this dialog may use as parent for the dialog, so let's put true there. We don't have default constructor from dialog wrapper, so we need to use that one, right? Still I'm getting some errors, so let's press alt enter together and implement members, right? What we have to override is create center panel method, right? So I'll delete that one, right? So here again we have to do something specific for the dialog wrapper. We need to call init method and set some title for this one. Earlier I was forgot to add that one, and boom, there was no dialog at all, just a title bar, right? So make sure to add that one. So we can add it in init block in Kotlin. So let's call init method, and we can use property access syntax in Kotlin. Use title my idea demo data, right? Okay, so next we need to create some JPanels and some input things, right? So let's create that one. I put txt in front of the text field, right? So oops, Cortana pops up, right? Yeah, okay, so text name, let's put some data, right? Text mode. So we need to have jtext field, right? And text username, right? For that one also we need, I'm basically going to build dialog with 3 inputs, one for the purposes of plugin, other 2 is for username and password for login some server or do some that some work that requires authentication or authorization. So we can demonstrate this as how to store the sensitive data part, right? So next thing is txt password. Okay, so next, yeah, we need to have password field, right? Yeah, good. Okay, so next, yeah, first of all we should have panel, right? Panel, so that would be jpanel, right? I'm going to use GridBag layout here, so I can show you some utility class that the plugin SDK provides us to use GridBag layout more efficiently, right? Okay, so I'm gonna just copy paste 2 methods that won't get much time, and I'll explain how those 2 works, right? Okay guys, so first method I have is something called label, right? Basically what it does is get the string and create a JLabel with some styles and borders applied, right? So you need to import this one, so press alt enter and boom, right? And import this one. Make sure to import UI util from UI util package IntelliJ, right? Okay, right, and JBUI also we need to import. So basically here what we do is create JLabel with the text provided, and then we set component style to small and font color to be brighter and border, and these are the border settings, right? 5 bottom 2, right? And return then. Okay guys, I have copy paste the next code snippet which is for the GridBag, which is a helper class provided by the SDK, and you can import it one. And also we have some insert from AWT package, and we have abstract layout. That one should be also set. Oops, insets, right? Okay, so and GridBag constraint. Okay, all good. So we have something called GridBag which have this default inset, so you don't have to put every time the insets value, I mean the left top right and bottom things, and you don't have to set weight every time, and you can use this default weight and a default field as the horizontal. So how to use this one? It's basically very simple because you can add first. Let's add one by one, right? So take panel first, and then you need to add label saying mod, right? Then text box, then username label and text box, and password label and text box, right? That is the order we need to add, right? So let's add. First one is the label, right? So let's call this label method with mod. Okay, so next what we have is gb dot next line, right? Basically it's like, you know, grid. Next line means the next row, right? If I put next, it's the basic first column, right? That's how it goes, right? Next with x weight x, right? You can give a weight also, so that's it, right? I added the label, then I need to add the text mode, right? So that should take some more weight, right, to data. Okay, so gonna copy paste these two and paste for the two, right? So make sure to change these. So username and password, right? Right. So next, return panel. Okay, so let's put some default sizes for panel also. So set preferred size, right? That should be dimension. Let's put width as 400 and height as 200, right? Okay, so now I need to invoke this one. Okay, oh, I forgot to change the these things, right? Username for the text username and text password to the text password, right? To the password, right? Okay, so let's go to hello action and move these to separate function. Let's get user name, right? So we have those two methods. We may use that one later on. So let's invoke that class, right? So new my I forgot this is, you know, Kotlin, right? So you can have several methods here, right? One is show and get. Okay, show and get should close on cross, right? So here if I press Control Q here, you need this method only for non-modal dialogs, otherwise use show or show get, right? So basically it suggests us to not to use this method for model things, right? Here we are gonna show this one as a model. So let's use show and get method. Show and get, right? So this will be returning when we press OK in the dialog. So basically we will get OK and cancel default from this dialog wrapper. So that's why it suggests us to use show and get and check user data, right? So if this happens, user have pressed OK, right? Pressed OK. Nice. So let's Control Alt L will format this one for you, and let's try it out, right? So I'll fast forward this one. Okay guys, so idea has opened, so let's click this one. Yeah, boom, we got these things, right? But I was expecting this dialog, this text box in front of the mode, but you know, I didn't get that one. Okay, so let's enter some value, and okay, yes, okay here. Okay, now let's go back to that program and change how to get those values. Okay, so we got some errors, UI issues with GridBag. So basically we don't have to put next line here because we are on the same line, and next column should be the text box. So you can press Alt J for selecting same things, but here we need to we have extra one, so we can't delete that one. Right, now it should work, but maybe we may have to add box, gap between the label and the text box. So if we got it wrong, then we'll fix that one, right? Okay, so now we need to get our data when at the OK press, right? So let's press Alt Insert and override, right? We get our several methods to override. So there was a method called on OK action. No, that's not the one. On okay, do OK action, right? Okay, do OK action, right? This one, right? Here we can access the OK action method when user click OK, we'll get here. So basically we can access that txt code, txt code. Oh no, this is should be txt mode text, right? Let's insert variable mode, right? txt user name, right? Text. Okay, let's have variable also, username, and txt password. Okay, password, right? So we can use this data to store, right? So let's do some debugging on that. Okay, we got some yellow lines, which is I don't like to have, so let's make these things private. So we don't get that done, that ugly line underneath the variable, right? All good. So let's try this one in debug mode. So I'll show you how to debug this one also. So let's put debug point here and press debug. So I'll fast forward the application starting. Okay guys, application has started. So let's, okay, nice. So yeah, we got the dialog correctly, but you can see there's some gap. Please find solution for that one. Okay, so let's put some a light mode, then username, app code, and you can press some password here and press OK. So I got the this line, right? Yeah, here we got mode. Okay, you can see my password, right? That's fine. So we got all data from the dialog. Now we need to persist this data. Two of them are very secret, sensitive ones, other one is not. So let's use the SDK components to make sure that we save these things correctly, right? That will be next task. Okay guys, so I'm back in the application. We got some deprecated issue here, so we need to use password to get data from the password field, right? So right, Now we need to save this mode in plugin state, right? So for that we have something called persistent component. So let's create a new class for that one, right? So let's have it like my idea demo plugin settings, right? Okay, so let's create class, and this should extend persistent state component, right? So to this one we need to pass some class which holds the data, basically plugin state, that would serialize into XML or some storage and read it back to the object when plugin starts, right? So what it happens under the hood. So let's create that class also. Yeah, let's have my idea demo state. It's a plugin name also, plugin state, right? Okay, so we need to create that class one also. Okay, so let's have mode, let's put some default value, default, right? Okay, so we need to override this one when we got the input from user, right? Let's put that. Also make sure that this mode variables should serializable, right? So basically list collections are supported, and primitive types, basic types are supported, but maybe complex types with generics won't work. So try it out and find out, right? So let's fix this error here. We need to import these values, right? Get state and load state, right? We don't have to override the get state one, but yeah, okay, so, yeah, we have to, sorry. Okay, so let's delete these two and have the object for the my idea demo plugin state, right? Okay, so let's create you need to have some word here, plugin state, because if you put state here, it will conflict with this get state method and messed up with the Kotlin compilation, right? So please put something else other than state, right? So let's create this new object, and when we ask for get state, we can return this plugin state, right? When we load in this one, we can put it as plugin state, right? So basically we need to fix it at as var, right? Now I got the settings class, and we need to pass state here, right? We have here name, we need to pass name, which is let's pass my idea demo, and another thing we need to pass is at storage, right? Okay, so we need to have the storage. Okay, so I'm messing up with the Kotlin and Java thing. So basically we should have storages and then array list of storages, right? So can have storage, right? Here we can have my idea demo.xml, right? Okay, so we have state annotation and what is the name, and storages, basically put these data. right? So our settings class is okay and state class is also okay. Now we need to put these into the XML, saying this state should be maintained by the application, right? So we need to have extensions here. Let's change that one. Application service. Okay, so we need to have service implementation. Okay, so my idea plugin settings, right? Okay. So I think that is correct, right? Okay, so right now this should be initialized by the application, right? So let's go to settings and add some helper method to get this instance, right? Let's set companion object and my idea demo. Let's return, fun get instance. Let's return persistent component of my idea list, right? Okay, so return. Okay, you need to use service manager. Is manager. Okay, get service, right? So my idea plugin settings dot class dot jar, right? Okay, so and you need to use JVM static method, right? Now it's okay. We got get instance method and plugin state. Okay, it could be private. Let's make it private, and now we can use to show mode from the panel, right? Okay, so my idea demo plugin settings get instance dot state, right? Okay, if state is not null and text mode dot text it equals state dot mode, right? Okay, so also we need to save it in the state, right? Okay, state dot mode equals mode, right? Okay, where cannot be signs. Okay, we need to change as well. Okay, no, right. Okay, state maybe null. You can use null safe operator, and let's try that one. Okay. Okay guys, application has started, so let's put something. Yeah, we got default thing, but that's from the that's from the plugin state default things, right? So we can make sure that path is working. So let's use this change it to light, and okay, we need to dismiss this one, but we haven't done that one, so we should do that, right? So let's try it again and see whether it's working. What we entered is stored in the application plugin state. Okay, application is loaded. Yeah, we got the light thing, right? So it's working. So next we'll focus on how to store the sensitive data part. Here we have this username and password thing. Also we'll fix this close thing here. So we can extract variable by pressing Ctrl Alt V, right? My class, we have this method. Let's see what it does. Whether the native window cross panels. Actually I don't know what it does. True means the cross. So let's use the normal thing. Clause, right? We are asking exit code, right? Let's see what is the exit code. Cancel exit code is 1, so my exit code. Okay, so let's put something not obvious, so that should work, right? Okay, so we'll see. Now we need to use the credential storing mechanism, right? Let's focus on that one. Okay guys, so let's go to say do on action method and save these two. To save this in safe manner, we need to have something called credential attribute, right? Credentials attributes, and we need to pass service name, right? Let's pass my idea plugin as service name, and we need to have some key here. So let's my class my key, right? So let's credentials attribute, right? So next we need to have credentials, right? So here we need to pass username and password, right? Username and password, right? Okay, so credentials. Now we need to use something called password safe, right? So let's get this instance and set, right? Attribute should be the credentials attribute, right? And next the credentials, right? Okay, so he's complaining. Okay, no, right, all good. So now we need to get back these things and put it in the in the dialog open, right? So let's do that. We need again this credential attribute, right? And password thing. So I'll copy paste these 3 lines and delete the middle one, and what we need is get, right? Okay, you can have credentials here. Now you can access those credentials by credentials.get password as a string, right? And you can text password, the password because this thing, and username. Okay, text username credentials dot user name, right? So let's put this in try catch, otherwise we may get exceptions. So print for the moment, right? So that's how you save it in password safe and get back in this one. Okay, so we will get okay, don't have that try to string dot text. Okay, text. Okay, now it's all good, right? Just get okay, now right, let's run it and see whether we got data stored correctly. Okay, we have this thing. Let's save it, and it didn't close. Okay, anyway, we have saved then that one, and let's try it again to verify that we got the value saved in password safe. Okay, so something has changed, right? I think I made some mistake. This should be app code, so we can figure it out and fix that one, right? Okay, so I got here, right? Yeah, here is the username. This should be the username. We don't have to pass it, I guess. Yeah, that's the issue, right? Okay, so the other things are okay, right? Do that correction and try it out, right? Okay, so let's then we have next item in our agenda is to show a list of items in pop-up dialog. Like if we press control tick back tick, we get this kind of thing, right? That one I'm talking about, right? So let's focus on that one. Okay guys, for showing that kind of list we need to extend something called base step pop-up list, right? So let's create a Kotlin class, same my idea demo pop-up list, right? Okay, so let's create that one and extend base list pop-up step, right? And fast string as the it's get some errors. You need to construct an invocation and override some method to show that list of things, right? Okay, so we need to create constructor here. So we need to pass a set of strings for showing as the list, right? So let's take some fruits, right, for the moment. List of strings, right? You need to call super. Here we have title and values. We need to pass title and values, so let's pass fruit and fruits. Okay. This should be the correct way. Okay, you need to pass it in here, right? In Kotlin, so you need to pass title, string, and fruits as array of string, right? Pass that one to title and fruits, right? Yeah, that's the way you do it in Kotlin. Yeah, I'm getting some errors. Yeah, list it's asking for list, right? That's fine. Now we need to override some methods. Override a speed search. This is speed search enable. This one is when you typing on key, it select that how this one should enable by this thing and return true. Another thing we need to know about is onChosen, right? Here onChosen is the one onChosen is the one we need to once we selected item, the method get called, right? So we can do something in here, right? We need to send pop-up step final choice from here once we done with all things, right? So basically this is the thing. Now we need to show this one. For that one, let's go to hello action and move this method to something else. So custom dialog, right? I got it wrong, so custom dialog. Okay, right, let's show that list from here. For that you need to create new instance of that step object. My idea plug, my best idea list, right? My idea list. Okay. So the next you need to pass list of strings. Editable list of, you can pass apple, then orange, then pine, apple, and whatever, let's say guava, right? Okay, so let's introduce variable, this one. Basically now you need to use something provided by the SDK, JB Popup Factory. Okay, let's get instance and create popup, create list popup, right? Next pass this my idea popup list and max count, let's say 5, right? And show in center e.project. So basically it will show this one as like here, right? I get nice. Let's have this one. Okay, if e.project. For being safe side, I'm adding null pointer check here, null check here. So let's try this one. Okay guys, application has started, so let's click this one. Yeah, we got the list and let's type it guava. It gets selected, right? So I covered you how to open message input dialog using basic messages utility, and I showed you how to create a custom dialog with several inputs, and then I showed you how to save non-sensitive data using persistent state thing, and then I use password save to save the sensitive data, and finally I showed you this list. So I think you got some more knowledge about how to develop IntelliJ Idea plugin using free tools provided by Jetbrains, right? So please subscribe to the channel, and then you will get notification for the next videos, right? So please do mention your thoughts and ideas, how should this would be changed in future, and please comment your required things to learn, right? So I'll go through them if most of you are interested, right? So please do subscribe. Bye guys.